I don't think I was surprised, but I'm obviously very aware of how much I need them, and even more so as I've risen up and now doing a lot of planning. But certainly at the basic level, the ability to work out the amount of equipment, the group sizes, what we're going to do with them, how long activities take, particularly when you're paddling down a river, whether you're on time, whether you've got to pick up the pace, things like that, or planning, map work, exercises, and how long. Then all the time we're using maths, and obviously English is our key communication tool working with the students. We have increasingly found they've come through a sort of a modern apprentice trainee type route, rather than coming through A-levels, degrees, things like that, and their practical skills. And first and foremost, we need their national governing body awards as practitioners rather than degree level sort of qualifications. So it's the ability to do the activities and to pass those skills on. I use maths an awful lot with working out budgets and purchasing and things. The instructors probably less so overtly, but all the time they're doing basic calculations of how many students they've got, how many boats they need, if they're paddling double-handed or single-handed, the number of paddles, number of buoyant shades, how far they're travelling down the river or walking across hills, and calculations of the distance travelled and how long they've got to get. So there's a lot of maths going into it. They probably don't realise it a lot of the time. And then in terms of communication skills, English, they've got to be able to put across this information to the young people they're working with. So the communication skills have got to be very good. And should there be incidents where we have accidents, things like that, filling in accident reports, first aid forms, things like that, they've got to be able to read the information that the schools and groups are giving us on the students. So English is as important as the maths. Solving problems is what instructors do all the time. No one day is the same, no activity is the same. There are so many elements in terms of the types of students you've got, the types of weather conditions, and we are trying to obviously provide an experience for young people in very variable circumstances. Our communication skills, obviously our instructors are talking to the group. As I said before the group arrive, they need to be reading the medical history of the groups, how many they've got coming, planning what bits of equipment they need. So there's the maths going into that. Then as I say, there's the introduction, the welcome to the students, and then when they're up fronting the students, they are putting across fairly technical information in a way that young people can understand. Yeah, definitely. Further education, I think, have got a role in preparing young people with the right core skills, underpinning knowledge, so that when they arrive with us, they can concentrate on the activity skills. We expect our staff to be able to read timetables. We expect them to fill in forms. If they have an accident, then they'll need to fill in a first aid form. They could be talking to groups. They need to, when their groups are sending information, they need to be able to read that information and then plan how much equipment they need, routes they're working on, how far distance-wise the group can cover in a day. They have a lot of basic calculations that they may have to do just taking a group out on a hill. When they're liaising with schools, they obviously need to be able to communicate with those skills, either using IT, email, or basic letter writing. And there's a whole host of basic English that is required to communicate whatever it is they're teaching to those young people. So if the further education colleges can produce students with those basic skills, it makes our life a lot easier to then develop them as instructors.